Hello, Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country in Fredericksburg, Texas. Welcome to today's Create With Me Monday, where we are doing the craft along for my February card class and kit featuring the Lovely Blossom Sweet Collection. So say hello if you're joining me. Let me know where you're viewing from. I love to visit and learn more about you. And having the dialogue with one another is great too. So I should be live on YouTube and Facebook. So let me know if you're on YouTube or Facebook maybe as well. I'm going to move some things around here real quick. Let's see. So I hope you're doing well today. Happy Monday. We've had a busy week, or I have last week. Weekend before last, Jeff and I went to San Angelo, that is my hometown, to visit my mom and to help her with some things with her move that she's making. We're having to get her old house ready to sell. So we spent some time there. Then we went out to David's Ranch and took care of some things out there as well. Then we came home on Monday, and I turned around, went back on Wednesday to help my mom with a simple routine procedure at the hospital. She needed a driver to drive her home, so I went up for two and a half more days, I think. And so I didn't do any lives last week. And this is my first live since, I guess, a week ago, Thursday. So I'm excited to do the craft along today. So say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from. Hey, Debbie, miss you. Been thinking about you on and off and wondering how your move is going. All right, let's see. So we have a few people on. I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit of what's going on in February for Stampin' Up. So one of the most exciting things right now is the new Join Special. So if you haven't heard, we have a new Stampin' Positioner. I have done a video and a tutorial on this already. I did a video, a live, I guess, sharing about it, and did a scrapbook page. Hello, Jennifer. Good evening. All the way up in Ohio. And then Debbie's here in Fredericksburg, Texas with me. And anyhow, so the special is when you join Stampin' Up! The month of February, I think you have till March 2nd. Yes, February 3rd through March 2nd. So just another week. Is that right? I think so. Just another week. And you can join Stampin' Up! For just $99. You'll get $125 in products of your choice. We have tons of products from the annual catalog, from our January through April mini catalog, and online exclusives. And then Stampin' Up! Will include this Stampin' Positioner in your kit for free. All right, so it's only available right now to those who join Stampin' Up! Through March 2nd, and then it'll become available later. They haven't told us when exactly to customers. I'm guessing it'll be in the new catalog come May, but don't hold me to that, but I'm guessing that's probably what's going to happen. All right, if you have any questions about that, let me know. I was going to, let me see if I can do this real quick. There we go. You should be able to see my website. So it's passionateaboutscrapbooking.stampinup.net. And you can find out all the information about Stampin' Up! Here. If you go up to the top menu up here and click the Join button, see if it'll load up for me. It'll give you some brief benefits about becoming a demonstrator. You can join for the business or you can join just as a hobbyist. We welcome everyone. And then a little bit about your starter kit and what you get specifically this month or through March 2nd. And then just some more details, the steps on how to join. So I would love to have you be a part of my team. We are passionate about scrapbooking and stamping. So just wanted to share that with you. Let's see, I think I can't see it. Give me 1 second while I move some things around. And then we also have some specials. Let's look at that real quick. There's the Join Stampin' Up special. Plus, this is the time to be redeeming any of your $5 coupons that you earned in January. So you got, if you placed an order in January, you may have gotten a $5 coupon for every $50 you spent. So those need to be redeemed by February 28th. And then we have this awesome product of the month. I didn't look as of just now, but there were December, January, and February product of the month. The February one, let me see if I can find, actually, I'll click on it here in just a minute and show you. But then we also have last chance products. Some are discounted, some are still at the same price. You can check out that as well. But if you go to the shop now to the product of the month, you can see with a $75 purchase, you can purchase one of these products of the month for $5. So you can only get one, and it looks like all of these are probably still available. So we've got December's True Blue Florals paper, the Fabulous Saying stamp set, or the Painted Illusions 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And you can choose any of those with your $75 purchase. If you have already earned one of those in December or January, say you got the January one, you wouldn't be able to get that one again. You would need to purchase one of the Designer Series paper packs, or vice versa. If you got one of those, then you could do the stamp set or the other paper pack. So just wanted to share that with you. And let's see if I can figure out how to get back to my screen. There we go. All right, so Debbie says we are in the house and pretty much settled. Yay, I can't wait to see your scrapbook room. All right, so anything else? I'm going to turn the camera down to my table. Let's do that. And I think I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. So let's do that as well. And if we want to zoom in again here in a minute, we can. I didn't even get it straight, so let me straighten that up just a smidge. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Then let's see what else. I wanted to share just real quick about Paper Pumpkin. I love my Paper Pumpkin subscription. I get an all-inclusive craft box every month. So I just got my Celebrate Spring, and it is the cutest thing ever. And tomorrow, Tuesday, I think it's 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I might be wrong. But if you go to Paper Pumpkin's Facebook page, you can check out their events and set yourself a reminder, because they'll be going live and they're going to share some alternates for the February kit. And they will be sharing my alternates because they sent that kit plus the, what was it called? Easter Joy Sweet Collection to me to make some alternate samples, and they'll be sharing those on the live tomorrow, along with, I think, Cindy's alternates. I'm pretty sure she's the one that did them for the month of February. So right now we are in the ordering period for March. You have till March 10th to subscribe, and then a week or two after that is when your kit will come in the mail. And then we have some add-on dies here too that I love, and I got to play with them. So you'll see some more ideas tomorrow on tomorrow's live, or you can also check out Paper Pumpkin's Instagram and Facebook page for those images after the live. They'll post those. Talked about bonus days. I think I talked about everything. So today we are going to be creating 4 cards from my Craft Along card class and kit, featuring one of the January online exclusives called Lovely Blossom Sweet Collection. Now, there are a couple of items that are unavailable at the moment, which include, I think, the dies and the dots. Everything else is available. This just came, the designer series paper just came back into stock today. I got a notification. If you ever go to the website and see something that is currently unavailable, you can subscribe to the email and they will email you when the product comes back in stock. So I love that option in the shopping website now. Oh, you didn't like it? Well, you might be surprised when you see it. Be sure to watch the live tomorrow, Debbie. Okay, so for my workshop kit or the class kit, when you place an order of $50 or more the month of February, I will send you the kit, which looks similar to this right here, the 4 card kits. And these are the cards you will be able to make. So there's this one, then this one, just kind of check out all the details. Then we have a landscape one and this one as well. Today we're going to add a few extra techniques to the cards that we make because I've been doing some Create With Me Monday reels. If you haven't seen those, I started those at the 1st of February, and there's one card I don't have here because I mailed them out to artisans because they were birthday cards. So there were 2 cards and they're gone, but you can find the picture on my Instagram and Facebook. And then I also did, I think I just did the reel. I don't think I did because I'm doing scrapbook pages on the other Mondays when I'm not doing these cards. But this was one of the reels that I did. And then I just uploaded this one today. And I'm going to show you this cool technique today. On this one, I'm going to show you how to do the I did this on the scrapbook pages where we stamped in cloud cover and then sponged the secret C in the middle. So we'll do that on one of the cards today. And then I'm going to show you this one too. Oh no, I just got a notification that some of my items from HEB were out of stock and I only ordered like 3 things. So that stinks. I hope it's not the dog food. So, hey, Debbie Garrett, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. So I made myself a cup of coffee. I know it's kind of late in the day to be having coffee, but coffee doesn't affect me too much usually, at least my sleep. But I needed something to kind of calm me down and chill me out a little bit because mid-afternoon, I went out to check the mail and Ladybug, our dog, went with us. And I came back in the house and kind of forgot about her. Like we have an enclosed yard, about 2 acres, fenced in. She'll go under the fence over to the neighbor's yard, our landlord, and run around a little bit and then she'll come back. Well, I was busy creating and stuff and I was like, oh, I need to check on Lady. So I walked out the door and I guess I could actually share with y'all this way for just a minute. I was just going to share this story. And as I was walking out, I looked over at the highway. We live right on a highway between Fredericksburg and the interstate, I-10, and saw a white pickup truck parked over by the mailboxes, and I panicked because I was like, okay, I don't see Lady anywhere. The person got out and went around to the back of the truck and then grabbed something out of the truck that looked kind of like a rope. So I started kind of panicking, thinking, did she get hit? Did she get out of the gate and on the highway? Did she get hit? Is that person stealing my dog? And they got in the car before I could get up to the road and drove off and couldn't find Lady anywhere, was calling her. And for about 30 minutes, I was really freaking out a little bit because I was like, oh my gosh, I think they just stole my dog, or I wonder if she got hurt, and they took off. And then a little while later, I looked out again and was calling her and found her over in the neighbor's yard. Thank goodness. And so all is well, but yeah, my blood pressure and nerves skyrocketed, my stress level, because I was like, oh my God, should I call Jeff and tell him what's going on, or should I wait to see if she shows up? But everything's okay, thank goodness. So that's why I'm drinking coffee right now. So, all right, we're going to get started. Let's get going because I want to make this as quick as possible. We're going to do some brayering, as you can see here. I've got a white over here. I've got a white pigment ink pad we're going to play with, and markers. We have all kinds of cool little techniques that we can do. Hopefully it won't take us forever and a day. I had a blending pen, a blending brush somewhere, and now I don't see what I did with it. I may have to get a different one. Oh, I found it. And we'll do some blending as well. Okay, so I've got everything prepped. I have somewhere right here too, I have a little baggie, at least I had a little baggie that had my accessories already cut in it. I've been working on kits already, so I'll just show you. I'm making up my card kits. I have a nice little note that I'll decorate. I've got the embellishments in here that you'll get in your card kit, and I think I skipped over how you can get it. I'll tell you again here in just a minute. And then, oh, check this out. I got these cute little boxes that they're going to be shipped in too. So I'm getting all that ready. I still have kits available. So if you would like to get a kit, there's 3 different ways that you can get a kit. So it's this right here. All the pieces are cut for you. And because the dies are not available for purchase, and I'm not sure when they will be available, I am die cutting almost everything for you. I cannot do any stamping, so you will have to purchase the Lovely Arrangement stamp set, or if you wanted to use a different flower stamp set, you could do that. Your cards would just be different than mine. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Jane. Thanks for joining me. So hopefully I didn't walk off with my little baggie of stuff, but I have some more over here with the embellishments. I thought I laid it down, but now I can't find it. Anyhow, you can get the card kit for free when you place a $50 order through my Stampin' Up website. $50 is the total it needs to be before tax and shipping, but after any stamping rewards you apply, or the coupons if you have bonus coupons. So that minimum total needs to be $50, and then I'll send the card kit to you for free. You can also earn or get the card kit for free when you join my team the month of February. And then you can also purchase the card kit for just $25. Spend $25. I have a link in the description, and I'll mail you a card kit. So you will need to, or you would like to have probably the Lovely Arrangements stamp sets, particularly. I think I'm going to throw in a little bit of extra card stock so that if you have this already, then you can do some of the die cutting and like stamping and the die cutting, because it might be a little tricky to line up on the little, like this stamp onto these, but that's the option that we have right now because the dies are out of stock. Okay, I'm going to move some things around. I don't think, yeah, I do need my, let me see the best way where I need to put everything. Get organized here. And I'm going to keep all my tools over here, I think. I should be good. Get my glue. We have this awesome embossing folder that's part of the suite. Just real quick, I'll share with you the paper. So you get 3 sheets of each design. There's that one. And then you've got this one, I really love this color combination. And then let's see, is this one? There's 4 different designs. I guess there's more than that. There's actually 8, I suppose. But you get 3 of each sheet. And then this one. I love this petal pink and secret sea with the cloud cover. Isn't that pretty? And then you got some old olive in here as well. And I think I accomplished that I used all of the designer series paper in here. So let me look here, make sure I'm just going to bring in a few things that I know I want to talk about or share. And let's get started. So we're going to start on card number 1. Let me find my sample. I'll bring it over here so you can see it as we create, because we're going to do a few different things on here so I can show you how to level up, I guess is a good word, your cards if you want to add some extra pizzazz to them. So we will need a trimmer just to score. I'll already have these scored for you because how I'm packaging them to fit into that box. I'll need to score these for you ahead of time. So we've got a 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score at 4.25 to get started. You'll notice on this one that I did some sponging on the background. I'm not going to do that this time, but I'm going to show you how I did that. So I took the die. Let me pull those out. So when these become available again, I would highly recommend you grabbing them because they're really neat. They have these neat textured things. We're going to use them several different ways on all the cards. So I just took a piece of white. Give me 1 second. I did my reel earlier and I've got a safe zone shaded out and I don't want that anymore. So you just run it through your die cutting machine to make this little stencil. And you can see I've used it quite a bit. So I'm going to set that aside. But this time, let me get all my pieces out here so you can see what you get in your kit. Okay, I think I got everything out of that one. So these are all the pieces. I'm going to do my bone folder so it'll lay flat. So you could sponge the background here if you like, but I'm going to show you the technique that I did today with this card. We're going to do this background for this one. So I have a 4, it's a little bit smaller, you'll see. So it's going to layer on here. This is a 4 by 5.25, okay? Move those out of the way because I got to bring in my machine. And I need I'll get organized here in a minute where I know where everything is, hopefully. I was telling Jeff, I need a bigger counter, a bigger top on my table. So, okay, so so that's in the works, that's in the plans. He was already starting to plan on doing it, and I was like, well, no, not quite yet. I want to think about it and see what the best way to do that is, because I love my countertop, so I want it just the same way. All right, this is I don't remember the name of the embossing folder. If someone knows it, you can throw it in the comments, but I'm going to open it up. First, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of water, front and back, just barely. So this is going to help relax the fibers a little bit. It's okay if there's a little spots in there. They'll dry just fine because it's just water. And I'm going to line it up on here. Let's see here. Where do I want to line it up at? Probably right about there. I think I do want them going up and down. And then we need plate 1 and plate 4 for this. Let's lay it in there and run it through. So you're going to dry emboss. You can do this with any embossing folder. And while we're doing that, while we're here, I'm going to do one other piece, and that'll give this just a second to dry. But look at how pretty that embossing texture is. You've got 2 sides that you can work with, so I'm going to leave that right there. And then I'm also going to grab this little piece right here. That's the label from I'm going to do the same thing and spritz it just a little bit. It also will help. Sometimes some of these more detailed embossing folders will tear your paper sometimes. So that's why it's good to spritz it with water just to get a nice embossed image. All right, everything else I think is die cut, so we should be good. All right, so then we have this piece as well. I'm gonna put that over there. And I think I'm gonna put my embossing folder back there, so hopefully I know where it's at here in a minute. All right, so next, we're gonna get a little messy real quick. We're gonna take the white pigment ink. Now, when you buy this, you will get a blank ink pad. There's nothing in it, and this white pigment ink, and then you have to fill it up. So I did that earlier. I could probably stand to put even more in there, but I do have white pigment ink on there. That should work for this. And I'm going to use my silicone mat so it doesn't move around quite as much. And then I'm going to take my brayer and I'm going to load it up with, might have to hold down that just a little bit. Load up the brayer with the white pigment ink. So I just flipped it over to get both sides, okay? And then let's do it on here, and I'll still have to probably clean up. You can decide, you'll get a different look depending on which side you decide to emboss. So I think I'm going to emboss this one right here. It's got a little bit more texture. The dots are raised on it. And then we just have to go up and down on top of here. Whoops. And you're going to get like a totally different piece of paper. Now you could totally do this with white cardstock and then do any color you want. And then you get a cool new background. I'm going to flip it over this way just a little bit and see if I can, I don't think it's going to, I was going to try to get it right on that edge. So maybe I got to do this one a little bit. Okay. So then we have that piece right there. Now it's really thin. I don't have it on super thick. You could heat set it if you wanted to. Now I'm going to just take this and set it on my kitchen counter real quick, and I'll just rinse all that with water. It'll come off super easy. And if I have a little bit here, yeah, I'll just clean it up like that. But you could take some alcohol and clean off your glass mat if you wanted to. All right, so then we're going just to layer that on there. Has anybody done this with white pigment ink before? I know it's not a new thing, but I just saw Jennifer McGuire do it recently. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea to do with this embossing folder. Now this piece will be a little bit, it shrinks up just a smidge. I was going to see how, you can feel it's kind of chalky, I guess. But look at that cool background. Okay, now let's just start. So it's gonna look different than this one, but we're gonna do the exact same design. I'll just put those over there so you can see. And then I chose to roll the edges a little bit, 2 opposite corners, just between your thumb and your forefinger, or is that your forefinger or your pointing finger? Yay, Melissa says she learned a new technique. Hello, Lisa from Alberta. And then down in the opposite corner, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just adding a little bit of extra texture. You do not have to do that if you don't want to. And then before I lay that down, let's do this piece. And you know what I might do on this one too? So it's almost the same length as that one. I'm gonna, I'm trying to decide. I think I'm just gonna leave it. And I'm gonna put it about right here. I think that'll work. Now you'll get a PDF when you, whatever way you decide to get your hands on this kit. I'm gonna put this one up and over, like up a little bit higher and over to the right just a little bit. Just so it's kind of off center. It doesn't always have to be right in the middle. All right, so we've got that built up. And then we have this piece. So that's this die just cut out right here. And I'm showing in this workshop a bunch of different ways to use that particular die. So this one's just going to go straight. Whoops, I got stuck in one of the little holes. And then just layer that on there. And then I'm taking this piece right here. So all your dimensions, I keep getting sidetracked. All your dimensions will be in the PDF that you'll receive, and there'll be a link to this video in there as well for you to, I'm going to do the light old olive. I'm going to go around the edge just like this and add a little bit of color. So can you see that? This is a fun way if you don't have a lot of cardstock or just want to add a little bit more dimension. And it's probably just a recommendation. If you do things like this with your stamping blends, maybe get a second set of stamping blends in the same color that you can color with, because you'll see that the nib gets a little frayed. So I actually have 2 sets of this one. I don't do it with all of my stamping blends, just the ones that I use the most. And then this can go down and it's going to fit right inside there. So now you just have a base to build up your focal point. I can go ahead and put this down as well. You can decide which side goes up. It doesn't really matter too much. And then I think, I'm trying to decide where I want to put it. About right there, kind of where that scallop is right here. And then we'll have to do some stamping real quick. So let's grab out our stamp set from the Lovely Arrangements. I really have had so much fun playing with new techniques myself, Melissa. So, all right, let's get a block that will work. For this one, I was trying to decide. Let me look at my cards. I don't want to do it on that one. So on this one, we're going to change it up a little bit from, you can either stamp the Secret C, just like I did there, keep it super simple. But let me show you one of the techniques that I did earlier in the month. So I've got Secret C and a sponge dauber. This is the cloud cover. The cloud cover classic stamping pad, they had to discontinue because the formulation for some reason wouldn't work with the foam pad. So you use a uninked stamping spot, get the re-inker and make your own little ink pad. And then this is a little felt ink pad. So it's a little bit different. So I'm going to ink up my flower. Just go all the way around, just ink it all up really good. And then I'm going to use my sponge dauber in the Secret C and just do the middle. And then we'll see if I can line it up. If I can't, then I'm going to die cut it out. But let's see, I think it goes right here. And I'm going to probably get my head in here a little bit. Maybe I don't have to, the way I've got it set up. Yeah. I used to do this all the time with Close to My Heart, but Stampin' Up's a little bit different. See, I didn't do that great. So, but we'll just leave it. Well, we might. Here, let me get a scrap. I'm going to do it one more time because I really need this to be correct for the finished page. So this is really why you do need the dies, unless you're really good. I could do that probably. So there it is. That one, I could probably fussy cut that out where there's no white around it, but we're not going to do that right now. And then we want to stamp this one. I could probably do, let's hope so. I want the happy birthday. I still didn't find my little bag of embellishments. Okay, happy birthday in Secret C. This one, okay, I'm gonna get my head over here so I can do it well, hopefully. Okay, I did it. If you can get right over top of it, you can usually get a pretty good image, but not all the time. All right, so we've got that piece, and I'm going to die cut this one out real quick. Let's rearrange some things real quick. And I think instead of bringing over my die machine, I am going to do it off camera real quick. So we'll need that die, and we'll line it up just like that. Yeah, and I think I decided for my card kits, I've got a piece of, this is actually ribbon, it's not hair. I cut some of the Secret C ribbon earlier down the length of it. And I've got little frayed pieces of ribbon everywhere now. Made a mess. I know a lot of demonstrators. Let me see. I have one too many plates in here. I was like, something's not working right. So I may have to still do my stamping and die cutting for today. All right, so there's that. Much better. Like not 100%, but it is better. All right, so let's bring it back in here so you can see the difference already. Now we need, I'm going to grab, since I can't figure out what I did with I literally had it right before the live. And I'm just looking one more time before I give up. Okay, I don't know what I did with it, so I'm just going to grab one out of here, I guess. All right, so here we've got these. So this big ribbon right here goes on the second card, and then this one has 3 different pieces in it. So this is what you'll get in your kit. Just a little rubber band, and you'll need this piece for another card. And then one of these 2 should pretty much be the same length. And so set one aside, and then you're just going, this was a piece of this ribbon, and I just cut it right down the center to make 2 long pieces. Okay, and then just kind of make your bow. We'll trim off just a little bit here in a minute. Let's get a I did it upside down. You can do it however you want, but so I'll do it upside down again. And then we'll trim off some here in just a minute. Then we want some dimensionals. So let me see how I'm going to position it on here, because I want a dimensional on this end and the opposite end, because it's going to go over top of that bow. And just kind of like that. Then we can just glue these. Wherever you want to put them. You have to, don't be too generous, because the glue seeps out through the veins of this. Okay, and then we can put this right up in there. Now it does cover up that just a smidge. I decided that didn't matter to me, but I want to center it. So let's move it a little bit over this way. Now, if you wanted to put it somewhere else, you could, or rearrange this just a smidge like that. Could totally do that. This one looks pretty good. I'm going to trim this one off so it's about the length of the card, doesn't go out over the card. All right, then all we have to do next, let's not lose any more of our dots. I want to, of course, I got to find the cloud cover ones. So you have a few of each of the colors. If I run out of these and you do get a kit, I may have to substitute some of the embellishments. So this is a little bit different right here. I'm just going to put it like right there. Put one down here. And one up here. Decide where I want to put it. There we go. I think I'm just going to do those 3. All right, so there's card number 1. You can see the different features of it. Same card design. The only things that are different are the embossed piece, and the stamped image here is a little bit different. So look at the difference it makes. I love this one. So tell me what you think. All right, so we'll set those aside and move on to card number 2. Let me find my packet. There we go. And we can put that one away too. So here is card number 2. Put all our pieces here. I get to show you another way to use that cool die cut. All right, there's that one. We do have to score. Again at 4 1/4 inches. This one, I think I'm going to just do exactly like this. All right, so we're going to do some stamping on this and this. We need to cut this a little bit. We're going to die cut this. That's a layer, and that's a layer. Okay, so die cut. Let's do our stamping real quick. Let's just do some basic stamping. I'll set that aside for now and use the half flower. Probably use a little bit bigger block. Whoa, my goodness. I have a paper, I have something. Well, I thought I did. Give me 1 second, please. All right. There. I think I got it cleaned up on my yoga pants. All right, so there's that. And then we can do, I'm going to clean up my mess. Clean up my messes. That's what I needed. We'll just set that aside and I'll keep grabbing blocks, different blocks if I have them. Then we need the leaves. I love those leaves. Aren't they pretty? See, I think I'll just use this one. Have a nice, juicy, secret-see ink pad. Just looking to make sure I don't need any other. I don't think so. Like I need to stamp anything else on this particular piece. No. Okay. Then we want to stamp on this piece. Hopefully my fingers are already messy. I'm a messy girl today. Then we want thank you. And I think I'm going to have to remove, we'll take this one off. So this one, we're going to use the cloud cover. And see how I stamped it stacked? Because it's not a stacked stamp. You can cut it apart if you want to. I've done that before, not super crazy about doing that. So I'm going to just, I mean, this works really great with with these mini ink pads, Stampin' Spots. So I'm just inking up the thank. Okay, and then looks like I might have got a teeny bit right there. I'm going to clean it up. And then you want to, when you clean it, this is me drying it. All right, and then you'll go right here. And go right up under. And now you have thank you that's stacked. So another creative way to use your sentiments. Let's go ahead, while I'm thinking about it, and I'm going to do that inking around the edge. If you do it further toward the back of the marker, then you're not messing up your tip too much, if at all. You could do this as well with your ink pad. If you just lay it in your ink pad like that, you can get some ink like this as well. All right. That piece, I just did that so it'll pop off the card. All right, so we got to die cut that, die cut that. That's ready. All that's ready. We just have to cut that. Okay. This one, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And I think what I'm going to do is cut it in the center first. We're going to cut it right down the middle. So you have these two pieces. All right, so that's ready. Now let's grab, let me see what I did with it. I was sharing with there it is. This one right here, we're just gonna lay on top of here and die cut so you can see that that secret C behind there. I'll just bring it over here so you can watch what we're doing. So we're gonna, first we'll die cut. Yeah, I guess it's all die cutting. Sorry, I'm thinking I have to emboss for some reason, but I don't. All right, there's that. So let's run. I think I can do all this at the same time. So we'll line that up, just lay it on there. Doesn't have to be any particular way. It's a square. I think it's a 3x3. And then we're going to, can you see that? Line that up. I use some Post-it tape. I got it off of Amazon. You can check out my link tree for my Amazon favorites. I have linked my favorite craft items. So this is it right here. And we need this die right here. So we can lay that on there too. So I didn't die cut the things that I need to move it back a little bit. The things I had to stamp, most of them, and then die cut. All right, so that should take care of all that. Remind me I'm going to put this back on my sheet, my die cut sheet, or I'm going to wonder where it's at here in a few minutes. So there's all that. See all those little bits and pieces? Just scrape those into the trash or the floor, whatever. Sweep and vacuum. My floor is a mess right now. Okay, so that's done. And this is kind of repositionable. You can use it until it's not sticky anymore. And look at that. Look how cool that is. Okay. All these little pieces, you can sometimes they're going on the floor for now. Sometimes you do have to take your pick tool and poke these things out before you use it again. I'll put it back over here on my magnetic sheet, all of that, so I can find it when we're ready for it again. All right, now it's just assembly. This one's going to be fairly simple. So we're going to start with, I'm going to start with this one. Trying to keep all my tools over in one particular spot. I'm not doing a very good job. All right. There's no really right way for this particular one. I'm just going to adhere it over to the right side with common margins on the three sides there. And then this piece is going to go, see where it's straight on this side right here, but then it's rounded over here. Do the straight side right along the edge of your cardstock. And you'll see that we really need to do it kind of like this, okay? And we'll trim off some of this. So I'm going to use, let's see here, the 7-inch mark right here. So then I know I'm kind of in the center. So 7 is my center. I'm going to flip it around this way, actually. And we can do some glue. You don't have to do the last, well, I'm not sure which way I need to do it. So we'll just do all of it. And I'm going to line this up right along the edge and line it up at the 7 right here. Okay, and do this one. So I really just need right there. I don't have to have glue on that very last one, actually. And then along the seam, the score, if it overlaps that DSP a little bit, that's fine, because we're going to run some ribbon around there. All right, so you end up with this right here. Make sure it's on there good. And then we can just trim right there and along this one. All right, so that's a cool, fun technique, isn't it? Now we need our ribbon. This one right here, we need the full width of the ribbon. I'll kind of give you an idea. I think it was, let's see, 12. It was about 17, is about 18 inches long. Because we are going to, I think what I did was I took some tear and tape, and you can put it right along, right along the edge there, like that. If you want to wrap it around a little bit, that'll just hold it down even a little bit better. I didn't do it on the top. Here, me open up your card, do that. And then you can peel it off like that. So don't close your card because you got a little bit right there. I want to make sure I have enough on this end to tie. I'm getting messy. I don't want it to go down right there. I want it to stay up. I just remembered. Okay, and then here you can tie a knot. I think that's glue that I hope. Okay, just like that. So let's get our, yeah. Okay, and we'll trim that off here in just a minute. We can leave it open like this if we want. Okay, this piece, we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. So let's do, thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Wasn't sure if that was you or not since it had a different last name, but I appreciate that. Excited to make your kit for you. All right, and we're going to just kind of tuck it up under there, center it. And now it's just layering all the pieces. This one, just put some adhesive all the way around the little flower cutouts. And you can, I'm going to do it this way. See how it cut right here, but it's not cut along this edge. So I'm going to put this edge up at the top. And then this piece is next. Just centered. Whoops, I think I moved it a little bit. Let's get it straight. And then we can do this one. So this one is a little bit dimensional. So if you mail it, you will need extra postage. Just be aware of that possibly. And maybe 2 dimensionals. One on that end. If you wanted to use mini dimensionals, you could. And see how that's, I'm kind of putting that right up in the U. And then this is just going to go flat. And tuck it right up under there. However far you want to. And trying to put all my tools away. This one, we're just going to do these two. Let's see, there they are. It's like, well, where'd it go? I want just the secret C ones. And we'll do, where'd it go? Oh, it's on my fingertip. Right here. And one in that little crevice. All right, and then I will trim off just a smidge of this. It'll still go over the top there just a little bit. So you'll just adjust it when you put it in a little bit. You can adjust it to put it in your card, in your envelope. All right, so those were, I think they were the same. They look the same for the most part. All right. Well, I'm excited. We're moving along pretty well. All right, so card number 3. Sure, think I got it all. Then I'm going to stop and take a little drink real quick. How's everyone doing? Thank you, Jane. Yay! Jane's going to try to make a few. All right, we're scoring again. Same, 4 1/4. And this one's going to be landscape. We're going to dry emboss this piece. We'll stamp on this piece and this piece. Here, I'll bring the card so that you can see it. Okay. And I think all of that is pretty much ready. So I think it's just dry embossing. Excuse me. And we'll need plate 1 and 4. And I guess I will just show y'all. I'll pull it up here. It's kind of awkward sometimes if I do everything. I don't know where that light's coming in from. It must be reflecting off the door over there because I've got all my blinds closed. All right, so we're going to spritz this with water. I'm going to do that off camera. It's just like one spritz. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. And then I want the lines to go this way. I'm going to turn it around this way because I got ink. I guess because I got ink on my fingers, the water's picking up. Okay. Get that done. Yeah, I'm just messy today. All right, so got that piece. Then we are going to, we got to stamp first, and then I'll have to die cut in a second. So I'm going to get my plates for die cutting ready to go. I don't know if I'll bring this back up this time, but let's get our stamping, which is a full one. And I'm going to do just, because we don't have any secret C in this one, I'm going to do just the cloud cover. I love that I was able to get some different looks in the cards. Is that all I'm stamping? I'm just going to stamp it in the middle. With the different colors, we've got bold, we've got kind of soft. This one I think of as a kind of a soft light blue and green. And then this one, oh, we're going to use that again as well. And we're going to do You Are, I don't know if the You Are Loved, You Are So Loved will fit on there. So that one is right down here. You are so loved. Yes, you are. You are so loved. Now, you could do it either way. I feel like I get a better, I know I'm getting it inked up if I do it this way. Turn this stamp upside down. And then let's see if we can, I want to make sure that it's flat. And then I'm going to get my head up in the, here probably, so I can make sure I get it right. And if I don't, that was okay. I'm going to do it right on the edge of this one. I should have not done it right in the middle. That would, it would work, but I'm going to do it just right there. And then I can cut that out. I may have to cut them out separately. I don't know if they may be too close. So let's see. Let's get that one. You can see this part of the flower right here. That's the one. I don't know why. That's the one I always look for. And I'm able to line it up pretty quickly if I do that. Think I can do it. Let's see. I think I'm going to run this through first, because if they're too close together and they touch, you'll put a little crease in one of your dies possibly. Ask me how I know that. Okay. Just tear that off easily, gently, so that you don't tear your paper. Very rarely do I have that problem, but, and then now we can do this one. And then this way I can get it lined up exactly where I want it, because it just literally barely fits in there. Okay, so that should be good. Just double checking. And if it's not, I'm going to blame my eyes and the lighting. I've been having trouble with my left contact. It needs some adjustments. Jeff and I changed our diet back in September, I think. 1st of September. Yes, that's better. And my eyesight changed a little bit. I think better. So, but I just bought new contacts in the summer, so I'm not going to pay for more contacts right now. Hello, Mary. How are you? Okay, we can just do, now this is one of those cards, if you wanted to brayer some color on that embossed piece, you could. But I'm just going to keep it white and simple. So this is where you can see that it shrinks the cardstock just a little bit, so the borders aren't quite even. So if that bugs you, you may want a little bit bigger piece, but it's just shrinking up the cardstock, and I decided that I was okay with that. And then this piece can go down next. No special techniques here. Okay, yeah, that'll be okay. I'm going to put these scallops up underneath the bottom there. But there's a little glue. I'll just kind of lift it up so it doesn't set down too much right there, because we need to bring these pieces in. You're not going to, I mean, you'll see a little bit there. So let's do, I'm going to cut off like just half like that. And going to line it up right there, but go up under, and we're creating a scallop with this die now. And then this one, let's see. And if you have a straight end, you want it to go up underneath, so you have a round end here. Let's see if I do it that way. I think I might just overlap it. Yeah, it's going to go right, well, it's going to go right there, I think. It's where you have to do a little bit of, I think it's going to be about right there. And I'm going to let it overlap that one just a tiny bit. Your flower is going to cover up some of that, so. Oops, I got to do it this way. I do want it to come all the way to the edge there, so that one might look a little fat. But our leaf, we'll cover that up with our leaf. All right, where's my lid? Because I think, yeah, we're getting close to being done with this one too. It's just layering pieces now. I didn't really have to put my lid on yet. It's like the first time, I don't know why. I wonder if because I'm setting it sideways now like that it doesn't clog up on me near as much as some of the other ones have. I had to learn how to use green glue when I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator because I never used liquid glue, like ever. And I've been trying to make myself do that. All right, looks like Jeff got our curbside order picked up. So he'll be home. I'll be home. We'll almost be done by the time he gets home. So that's going to work out good. I put some beef ribs in the crock pot this morning. So I don't even have to worry too much about dinner tonight. Did I get? Oh, there we go. All right, and then this one's just going to center up here. That's straight, I think. And let's go ahead and layer these pieces. So I used a little bit of old olive cardstock, but then I also used the DSP in the old olive just to add some more texture. Okay. So I'm really hoping that the matte dots that coordinate, whoops, I didn't do very good with that one. With this suite, they're showing right now they're not going to be back till April, but I think the paper said that too, and they added it today. So I'm really crossing my fingers that it comes back in stock real soon. The dies and the dots. All right, so now I'm going to take this and we're going to make another bow. Just a regular bow. You just want it to be big enough that you can see it coming out from behind the flower right here. Okay, I need a dot, glue dot. When you cut that ribbon down the middle, you can see how it frays. It's kind of cool. So just another way to use your ribbon too. I'm going to put it right over that one, I think, right there. Tighten that up. Make some adjustments if you need to. I'll trim off a little bit of that. And then we'll do the same thing with the dimensionals. We'll go over, kind of decide which way you want your flower. I'm going to kind of do it like that, I think. Probably, I don't know. You just don't want anything right here because that's where your bow is going to be, the knot. Up a little bit higher. And we've got our leaves that are cut out of the designer series paper again. And then remember I said I could cover up that fat scallop right there. And if you wanted to put your scallops on before you lay that piece down, you could totally do that. And then right up in here. And then we just need a few white dots. Yay! We have one more card to go. This last one's a little more technique heavy. Okay, we'll save those old olive ones for our last card. I put a big one in the center of the flower since we didn't do any special. And then that one I'm going to save. And this one, oops, my fingers are sticky. I need to get like, oh, I know. Well, I don't know what I did with my paper towel, not my paper towel, my washcloth. Like where is it? I don't know. I have another one. I forgot I did this. I think this is one of those. Is this, what do you call it? I don't remember. Do y'all know? No, this is one of my Saint makeup micro sponges or micro cloths. So real quick, I'm gonna clean my hands up just a little bit. I'm just using some alcohol to get some of the stickiness off. So that green glue kind of drives me crazy that way. Maybe that helped. So I put this in here because it's got a little hanger, and I put some little commando strips hangers inside the door of my cabinet to hold things. So I was like, yay. All right, so all I got to do is trim that off, and I think we're good. All those fibers. Okay, and there's card number. I didn't miss anything, did I? Card number 3. Card number 3. All right. Last but not least is this one. I brought in some crumb cake. I love that color with this collection of products, the color combo. And we'll score one last time. And we'll just start building, and then we'll do some stamping here in a minute. All right, so this piece is going to go right down the center here. Now, if you wanted to do some type of texture on that background, you totally could, but I don't think I have another idea for that right now. So it's going to go right down the center. So I think it was 3 by 5.5. Yeah. And then, okay, I know I had that piece, so let me, oh, I think I forgot to cut something. I just realized it. Let me see if I have some cut already. I missed one thing. I missed the, ta-da! All right, so we're gonna take that die cut again, and we're going to see how I've got it cut. I'm gonna cut it down the center. So see how this one cut like that. So it's got an edge. I'm going to do it on both sides. So it's going to end up being, let me see. Oh, I remember what I did. Let me show you this. Okay, see the 1/2 inch mark right here? You're going to line up the center of it at the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, and you're going to cut. So you're going to cut it so it looks like this. And then you're going to turn it the other way. Oh my goodness. Jasper, he's being loud. And we're going to do that again. Whoops, not right there. Sorry. He distracted me. Probably wants to be fed. Okay, so I've got that piece like that. We're going to do that on both of these. Let me get all these pieces out of here so it'll cut better. 1 second. I've got something stuck in there. Guess it's time to clean out my... There we go. Goodness. All right, and then we'll do the same thing with this one. At the 1/2 inch, that's the 1/2 inch right down the center there. I'm wondering if my blade is... Time to change my blade again. Wish these were like made out of that titanium so they would last a little bit longer. All right. Oh, it's not wanting to do it. It's tearing. Just a second. It's not being cooperative today. I guess it's time for a new blade. All right. Well, that's gonna work fine still, I think. If you have a new blade, then it'll work a lot better. All right. So we're going to glue these down first. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go right here. You actually don't have to go all the way. So because that's not quite, yeah, that'll work. We'll do this right here. That should be about center. I'm just guesstimating. If you want to line it up here, find like the center, about right there. Trying to see if I got it straight or not. Okay. And then do the same thing with this. Oops. I'm going to get my finger sticky again. You can overlap them if you want, because this is going to be underneath anyways. And that'll help you line it up. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So then you can flip it over. And actually, let's do this first. I had the little pieces, I think. Yeah. These were from the second card, I think. These little pieces come out of this die. It's these little pieces right here. Save those because you can do different things with them. And we are going to put a dot of glue there, 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 and there. Just the top two and the bottom two. And I'm going to find some tweezers. Well, maybe. And then you can just nest them into there. Just make sure they're facing the right way. So you could do that on any of these to add a contrasting color. My fingers are sticky again. And then you can trim it. Because you can see it's overlapping just a tiny bit there. So just trim those off. Oh, goodness. Okay. So now you have that look. And then, whoops, I just lost one of my AirPods. 1 second. Can y'all still hear me? Yeah, it should be still good. All right, and then we can take these pieces and put them along the edge there. These are 1/4 inch by 5.5, and just butt them right up against there. Like that. Oh, I know, Debbie. I have to replace mine so often. I have to always make sure I have a backup, have plenty on hand. All right, so there's our base. And then this piece, okay, these pieces right here, this is a sketch that I got out of the catalog, I think, the January through April catalog. There are some templates in there, and this is one of them that it was kind of different, had some kind of different pieces tucked back behind here. So I'm just going to lay this here for the moment. It's going to go about right there, and I can just kind of see, I can lay it similar to what that one is. I just did something different down the center, I think. And then this one goes under here, like, actually it goes on top. That's how I did that one. So we'll save that for a second. Dimensionals. And you always have to have plenty of dimensionals in your arsenal too. So when I open up my last pack is usually when you get 3 sheets, I think, in a pack, is when I reorder. All right, so let's do this now. Now we're just wanting to center. I'm going to pull it up just a smidge because of that one, so I don't have to have. So I think that's good. Yeah. That one's a little beat up right there, but. All right, now this one, we're going to need a dimensional. What did I just do with them? I think I have 1, 2 left, 3 left on here in the corners because we'll put dimensional on one end right here, and then green glue. So, because it's going to overlap off the cardstock right there. Okay. So now we've got the base built up. Kind of looks strange, but let's get our stamping done real quick. This time we're going to do just some crumb cake flowers. I know, Jasper. Let me see if I can kick him outside real quick. Come on. Go outside for a little bit. He'll want to eat probably before he goes out for the night. Okay, and where were we? Okay, we're going to stamp. I'm going to take that one off of there. We're going to do one of each. 1 second while I clean that up. That would be why my hands are messy. It's like, okay, I have to leave enough room over here to do this cool technique. I don't know. Tell me if y'all have seen the soft wash. What did I call it? Soft wash leaf blending. Guess I can just do that one. I think these are clean. I hope so. And then this one can go under here. Okay. And then let's do the soft wash leaf blending technique using some old olive with a blending brush. And we're just going to, I'm going to need to get a re-inker for my old olive. It's one of my, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just looking at how many leaves I need. So blend in some color. Doesn't have to be, I want to leave some white along the edge. And then I'm going to grab my old olive. I'm going to move these out of the way for a minute so I don't splatter them. And I just have this laying here, so I'm going to just lay that right there to protect my, okay, just like that. That's all you need. Protecting my flowers. And then you'll also need some water. I'm going to grab a block and see if I can get some water out of here. There we go. Sometimes I'm just going to do this. I just want some big blobs of water on here. I think I'm getting it. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but let's look. I'll bring it up closer to you so you can see the water droplets on there. Okay. Now we've got to grab, let's see if I can get a hold of my heat tool that's wrapped around the leg of my table. And just to make this quick, we're going to dry it. And you'll see how those water droplets start to create a cool look. I want it pretty dry, so I'll wipe up the rest of that water here in a second. So just concentrate where those bigger drops went. I think that's pretty good. It's kind of a mixed media type. Wipe up my water and okay. Well, I'm so glad I put one of these in here. That's handy. And now I remember where it was. Okay, so we need that. Uh-oh, I'm missing my little, I may not have a little leaf. I think I knocked it off. I think I heard it fall somewhere earlier. Darn it. I'm looking real quick to see if I see it. I don't see it. Let me see if it got knocked under if it's on my table. Oh, there it is. Look. All right, so we're going to do a few here, so you can see how I position it on here. I'm just going to die cut all this out. Well, oh, there's one of I was looking for so remember I think it's this one. Is that right? Yep. But I don't see another piece, so I guess I'm getting another one. And this one. And then these I can just kind of lay around wherever I want on here. I'm going to do 2 of each. I'm going to do them closer over to here so I get some of those water droplets, but even a little bit of white. See? Okay, there, I think you can see that. And they can be all green if you go right in the middle too, so. I'll just set those aside for a minute. I just love this look, y'all. This is so fun. I learned this technique from Kim McGillis, a fellow artisan from 25 and 26. So look at that. Textured leaves. So let's do 2 more. We'll do them like right there and right there. These will be a little bit greener. So this is one of my favorite new techniques that I learned. All right, I think we're done with that. We're almost to the end. Let's bring in our card again. There's that one. We have one more stamp it looks like we need to do. Let me put these back on my magnetic sheet so I don't lose them. See if that one will come out. Y'all know that trick? The little ones are harder to do. I think I'm gonna have to poke it out. Oh, I bet I can just do it with this, with my. There we go. Put that leaf in a safe place. All right. Where's that piece? Okay. One more stamp. I'm gonna use this bigger block. And we're gonna do hello friend. Hello friend. And secret C. Now that one was easy because it was a larger piece. It was easier to get it centered. And then now we have one little piece of ribbon left. And I usually will take like a glue dot and put it like right in the center-ish. So that it kind of holds it in place a little bit like that. Okay, we'll trim it down here in just a second. And then I'm going to go ahead and get another glue dot on the outside. This was an afterthought when I made this card. So I'm just going to stick it right down in here like that. And then let's trim off just a little bit. And now we are just putting these pieces down. I think we can get away with just putting glue right here. Enough of it's going to be on that base piece right there that you don't have to, you could put some dimensionals under there if you really wanted to. And this one, just so I can kind of see where it's going to go. Tucked under, about right like that. And then let's just do our leaves. Oops, it's probably a little too much glue, so it'll sneak through. So if you have a sample and you can look at it this way and just kind of copy it, or how I actually made my card is I did this, and then I tucked in the leaves, but so you're kind of tucking it in right there too. Lift that up just a smidge. There we go. Have that kind of tucked up under there. You could go, if you want to really have it under. So I played around with the leaves a little bit just to find out where the best positioning would be. You know, because sometimes leaves are hard to stick in. They look kind of awkward if they're in the wrong angle. So, and then I think this is it. Let's see how, I had a dimensional under this one, I think, but I'm trying to decide if I'm going to just glue it on, or I think I'm going to put dimensionals if I can find them. I think they're stacked. There they are. They're sandwiched in between some of my ink pads. All right, so we'll do these. We'll use these last two. All righty. And just wherever you want to put it up in here. I think I might put it up a little bit higher. I'm not really trying to center it. I mean, it's kind of centered, but. And last but not least, we just have a few old olive dots to put in a couple of little strategic places. That's a leftover one. And all righty, there is our craft along class for February. Let's get all the cards pulled out here real quick so you can see them all together. I don't know if I can fit them all in the frame or not. Let's do this one down here so you can see the difference, what we did with those, with that cool background. I love that. And then we may have to overlap a little bit. And then those. All righty. Thank y'all for being with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the love, the hearts, and is that how you do it? And the thumbs up. And for chit-chatting with me. And Melissa could hear the kitty yelling at me. And April thought it was her cat. Oh, I know, he's loud. He's our most vocal cat we've ever had. Unfortunately, he's the only one we have right now. Pumpkin didn't come home after going out a month or so ago. So I'm guessing he's no longer with us, which makes me sad. I miss him, but we were never supposed to have cats to begin with. It was Noelle's fault. I met Noelle, found Noelle at if y'all don't know the story, I found a calico female at my mailbox about 4 years ago. We had her about 2.5 to 3 years, and then she got pregnant and had a litter of kitties. Pumpkin was from that litter, and then she turned around and had another litter of kitties. And Jasper is from that second one. And then Noelle met her demise out on the highway. So we're down to just Jasper and Ladybug now. All right. So thank y'all for being here and watching along with me and visiting. I really appreciate it. Again, all the details are in the description on how you can get this card kit. You can earn it for free or you can buy it for $25. And I will be mailing those out probably on Monday of next week. I think that's the 2nd. And I'm already putting them together and creating them. So again, none of the stamped images will be included, but you'll get all the pieces to create the cards. You'll just need the stamp set, inks, and the odds and ends of things I did to do techniques if you want to do some of those. So I'll also be dry embossing too on these as well, was my plan. Since our dies aren't available, I'm doing a little bit extra this month. So, all right, I better sign off so that I can pull our dinner together that's in the crock pot, because I'm sure Jeff is about ready to eat. Again, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great week and join me Thursday for Restoring Joy Through Scrapbooking, where I'll be creating another 12 by 12 two-page scrapbook layout using this collection of products. Um, I'll actually be using the Currently Loving Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. So it coordinates with this suite. And I may bring in some of the flowers and things like that too, but I'll probably be doing this technique right here on the scrapbook page too. I might try to combine all the techniques that I've done for the past couple of weeks into that one scrapbook layout. So I'm excited about that. All right, so y'all have a great evening. I'll talk to y'all soon. God bless you all, and goodbye.